Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another Nova Aetas Renaissance unboxing. This is for two separate expansion boxes, Draco the Dragon and the Minotaur. These also have a little bit of crossover with the Black Rose War, which we will mention. I will mention in here. I'll bring up. Actually, we might even do those first really quick, just then we can hop and adjust the Nova Aetas stuff by itself. And before I do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do both boxes kind of simultaneously, like kind of going back and forth. I did this for a previous video as well when I was doing crossover material, because each character is going to come with their miniature, they're going to come with their campaign cards, and then their hunt deck and their rewards deck. I don't, if you watched all my original unboxings, I didn't show off all the hunt cards and reward cards for the stuff in the core box because I wanted it, and the campaign cards, because I wanted them to be a surprise for story-wise. And this, I want to give people the opportunity. I will show you everything that's going to be available. We'll look over kind of all the rules and all that stuff, so you know what content is in the box. That'll announce a spoiler warning. And then we'll actually go through each individual card and campaign card so you can see exactly what you're getting. So you can decide whether it's, if you just look at the amount of content and be like, hey, that's worth it for me picking up. I know I get this, this, and this. But if you want to see specifically what you're getting, and how each character is going to play, see if it's worth picking up versus, you know, already what you own, if it's that additional effect, we'll look into that as well. So yeah, these are interesting stuff. So I'm going to drop these two boxes down. The Minotaur is a smaller box for two reasons. One, because it's a smaller miniature, first of all. And two is because Draco actually has a little mini campaign in it. So instead of being a one-off mission, it actually has a little campaign. So it's kind of a neat thing. So, Minotaur here is going to have its miniature, its 5 mission cards, a Savage Fury event card, an envelope for your scenario cards, its 16 prey cards, 4 reward cards, and an activation token. As well as has some extra hit point cards as well. And then it says how to actually just integrate any of these in there. Just add them as any other side mission in your hunt deck. Also, you can do the optional bounty rule. Instead of waiting to draw it, you can just opt to be like, instead, we're just going to go ahead and activate this. That might be because if you played the game a few times and now you buy this brand new expansion, you don't want to have to sit there and, oh, I played four more scenarios before I finally ran into this. You just opt to activate this right away. Draco, on the other hand, has a little bit bigger book. So we're going to get his miniature, 27 mission cards, 3 different mission envelopes, an achievement card, 4 reward cards, his 22 action cards, event card, 2 activation tokens, remnants tokens, crate tokens, shadow of the mist tokens, and some moon tokens. So he has actually a little bit more content to him. And that's going to explain the hunt mission. One thing we'll mention in here, though, is he actually has a campaign. Side campaign covering 2 encounter side missions and a hunt mission to play in order starting at D1 up to D3. So it does say, if at the end of mission 1 or 2, you might have abandoned the side campaign. This happens, put the event card I saw the devil back in the event deck in your next campaign. You undertake the side campaign again in the future, but if you've never completed it, you always have to begin from the beginning one. Then mission 3 is the hunt deck, and then once you've unlocked the hunt, you can do the hunt over and over. So if you beat all 3 missions, you don't have to start back over from the beginning. You can just do the hunt again if you'd like. This is after completing mission 3 and other results. Follow the normal rules for resuming a campaign. The offensive Draco again, you must only play mission 3 throughout the whole side campaign. And you just do it as a regular hunt mission. It has the bounty as well. They have a bunch of rules here for large models. Basically, I'll hold this up. If you want to pause and read all of it, you can. But just summarizing it is, they take up multiple squares on the board. But when you move them, you pick one square that they're in, and then you move that many spaces over, and then their model can, like, basically rotate and adjust as long as one point is still in that square. But if there's any other models in that location, you just shove them out of the way. But they can't move scenic elements, so then they have to move so there's no scenic element in the way. If for some reason they can't, because like a guy's too big, you can't fit between 2 buildings, obviously, or they can't hang off the map, then they just can't do that. And you just have to move them to a place where they will fit. area of effects that target them. So if anything targets, they can hit any of the squares they're in, counts as a hit. If it's something within an area of an effect, like a cross or a burst, it hits them if they're in the target area, they're the target of that spell. You pick which one of their tiles you want to start on, because it might depend on who's standing adjacent to them. But they don't get hit with both the target and the area of effect thing. Alternatively, if they're just in the area of effect, they only get hit once. And then they always have line of sight on other models. And then they're usually considered tall, so you can't see over them and things like that. And then for Draco, he has this plot book, which goes with this campaign as well. So cool. So that's the basic things there. We're going to look at 2 miniatures, and then we're going to look at the Black Rose Wars Rebirth crossover for either Black Rose or Rebirth. They have a Forgotten Spell and an Evocation card. So you can add them into the game and potentially summon them into them games. And then we will jump in and start looking at the spoilery stuff. So here's our Minotaur. So he's definitely a big guy. Now, unfortunately, neither of these guys come with enemy draft cards. Like he's got chains on the ground too. So they can't be summoned outside of the hunt. That is kind of one downside. I guess I kind of did it for Draco because he's a lot bigger. But they do that with the other bigger missions as well. The hunt guys, they're just there to fight. But it would have been kind of cool, like the other hunts from the base campaign, if you could have potentially fought them. Like it is, it has shields for different factions on there. So it has like, just different ones on there. I don't know if any of them represent the other different ones I was looking at, but that's kind of, you clutch the little hero shields. But yeah, he'd have been cool to be listed as an extra primeval character, potentially to summon as like a monster level. That would have been kind of fun. And then here's Draco, who is super huge. So he doesn't even have a round base, so he's going to feel a little bit different. But that's actually cool. Like, they could have had him standing up or, like, at a weird angle to try and get him to fit in a better circle. He's got, like, scratches on his wings. So he's actually battle-ridden. Battle-worn. I think that's probably the word I'm more. Yeah, I've been comparing these two together, so you can see Draco's about as tall. A little bit taller because of his spikes, but, left to right-wise, definitely a big difference. I don't have one of the regular miniatures right here. Let me see if I can grab one quick. Let me see what a regular hero looks like in comparison. Oh, if I can get this box open. So, like, yeah, then here is them in comparison to a hero, which is another stretch, or another expansion character. You can definitely see there is some size difference. So that's pretty cool there. Whoops, I threw him off the ground. Alright, then we have Black Rose Wars. So if you own Black Rose Wars, these are definitely some extra things. Now, am I going to tell you right now, is it worth buying this if you have Black Rose Wars just to get these? Probably not. I would probably recommend trying to find somebody else that has just Nova Aetas and wants to, like, maybe get rid of their extra cards. Although, here's the thing, though. It's because you're buying the miniature. So even if you have someone that has the card, you wouldn't then have the miniature. And vice versa. That's the only downside to the crossovers. You can hang out the cards to somebody else and just use, like, a standee or a token. But you wouldn't have the miniatures for both. But yeah, just for Black Rose Wars, if you absolutely need to have everything, you're going to probably buy it. But I think for just a full box set with probably $20, $30 for one miniature and a character, may or may not be worth it too. It depends on how much you want to collect. Alright, so we have the Minotaur here. He has Savage Fury. He says Summoning Minotaurus. It activates. And then his other side, if you get him for a Forgotten Spell, is move up to one space, performing an attack with a +2 damage. Move up to one space, performing an attack with +2 damage. He gets little charges. And then he has his actual evocation card, which is going to show what he can do. So there's one Minotaurus, who's a beast and forgotten. When he performs an attack, for For the first time during its activation, if its target is not defeated, it performs a second attack. So it's a double whammy for 3 damage, plus another 3, so potentially 6. So he's going to be a beast, pun intended, to fight against. So cool. Alright, then for Draco, we have Dracaris. It says, remove all your evocations, defeat all models, 0 space from the target, and summon Draco. So basically, he lands in the lodge, and he's going to take out everyone around him. And then you have him to deal with. And what he does, he's also a beast with Forgotten. He says, when resolving the effects of a summoning keyword, do not summon any model. Instead, heal 1 damage on Draco. When Draco suffers a damage, it suffers one of those damages and ignores the other. So he's just going to be big. He's going to be hard to kill. So basically, you can keep summoning other things to more or less kind of like feed him or heal him. And then you can only take 1 damage at a time. So you have to hit him 6 different times to take him out. So yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting guys to fight against. Like, one does double damage, or you can get the charge attacks, or the other one is just going to have a big giant monster you have to fight in the middle of the match. I wish would have been kind of cool for Draco. Would have been neat if they would have had him. They did a promo for the Viezin from Blood, who's a vampire, who actually comes in as a servant to the Black Rose Wars, or Lodge. And they have another guy that's like that too, where he comes in, he just sits at one of the other guys you fight, just sits in the middle of the thing. You have to fight him. He fights everybody. He works for the Black Rose, and it's not a summon. That would be kind of a neat extra thing to add for him, where he comes in and he just has a couple extra little abilities, and he kind of works as an extra enemy for everybody, just being such a big guy. But still, pretty cool. Alright, so now we're going to hop in and look at all the spoiler stuff for their things. So like for our Minotaur, we'll get our event card. We'll get our hunt deck. We'll get our tokens. So you get some extra health tokens in case you need them. The envelope for the mission M1 Minotaur cards. And then he gets his 4 reward cards. So that's all his stuff. And then basically the same stuff for Draco. He'll get his event card. His 3 envelopes. His 3 different scenarios, including the hunt at the end. His hunt deck, an achievement, which is D1, so you know it belongs to that, and then his reward cards. So and then he'll have actually a big sheet worth of tokens. So he has some more health tokens, his activation token for that guy there. So I have to see what that's all about, and on the back side, you don't know what those are. Even the chests are kind of different color coded. Yeah, so we'll see what all of those do when we get into his mission. So we're going to go ahead and hop into this. So, again, spoilers. If you don't want to know what the specifics of each of their stuff does, and you want that to be spoiled if you get it, you know it's in the box. You can kind of determine at that point if it's worth it. Otherwise, keep watching, and we'll go through the mission, the event deck, or the hunt deck, and then we'll look at the rewards at the end of each one. Alright, so for the Minotaur, we have his beginning, his thing. He has Savage Fury. When Fawns deploy your Diggerless weapon, a giant with the head of its Horos wiped out an opponent to stood before it. It's up to you to deal with it. Ooh. Alright. Then we have mission number 1. So we're going to kind of back our camera and stuff up a little bit so we can see this full card. So M1, we'll just pop this out of the way. Will say, you are going to use the Minotaur. The Minotaur action deck, do not shuffle or reveal it. Like any other hunt mission, after you have defeated them the first time, anytime you fight them again, you can shuffle it. 4 trees, 4 bushes, and then tiles 1, 2, and 5A. So heroes in the Minotaur. Read card of back 1. And I'm not going to read through all these. You may pause it if you'd like to read them all. I just want to kind of show up the rest. So we're going to have a special map like this. So it's kind of like entering the forest with your heroes all sitting there. So there's 12 heroes on Capricorn, Minotaur on Aquarius. Read the back of card number 2. This is some more story. It says reveal card 3. Then take the Minotaur deck without revealing it. The Minotaur's among the available hunts. You can add it into there. So our third one is the Minotaur. So he has 5 sight, 6 for defense, 30 health. He has fake and trample. Pierce with 1, so he's going to do 1 piercing damage. Always use 1 unblockable. All hunt models have swiftness, so their activation is considered to be 8. Collector. If a Minotaur attack tails a hero, placing an advantage token on this card. Impetuous. Each Minotaur attack gains +1 damage for each advantage token on this card. Oh, so as he tails more guys, he's going to gain more and more tokens. So he's going to target the furthest hero, the most damage, highest Perlium, and then standard. So very cool. Alright. And then it says, after that, reveal this card. So now we've seen what he did, we can reveal this. It says, our goal is to defeat the Minotaur, which would be card number 5. If you lose 3 heroes, or last card is drawn, you draw a card 4. So 1's win, 1's lose. Special rules. Hunt. This mission follows rules described to the hunt mission. So nothing extra special there. Alright, then if you lose, all the basic losing stuff. You gain injury. Minotaur is now among the available hunts. Put the event back in your deck. If it's present, delete it from the active side mission. You're not doing it, and go to the rest phase. If you win, we have lots of the same stuff. There's all the other hunts is you count the number of actions per 0 to 5 left in the deck, reveal 1 card. 6 to 10, reveal 2. 11 plus, reveal 3. So you'll always have to play at least twice if you want all 4 of them. Then you can remove the thing marked as available hunts, all that stuff. Alright, then let's take a look at his hunt deck. Let's see what he specifically does against us, which makes him unique. So he's have Furious Roar. All heroes within 5 spaces gain a disadvantage token. Horn Attack. The Minotaur performs the attack indicated on this card as if any hero who is in sight as if we're adjacent to each of them. Then moves until it becomes adjacent to the furthest hero within sight. So he hits everybody on any hero who is within his sight as if adjacent. So he's going to hit everybody with a loud mental piercing attack. That's pretty cool. Vortex of Blows. All adjacent heroes and Minotaur suffer an attack, and he does stun. Healing Fury. Minotaur places himself without spending time adjacent to the nearest tree, and then discards 3 health. Take This. The Minotaur places itself without spending time adjacent to the nearest tree. Remove the tree from the battlefield. Target the hero suffers a falling attack. So it picks up the tree and smacks it. That's interesting. Lethal Lunge. The Minotaur moves until it becomes adjacent to the target hero, then performs a falling attack. So, like a Minotaur, he's going to watch him run towards the closest guy, damage them. Sadism. The Minotaur plays itself without spending time adjacent to the hero with the most damage and performs the following attack on them. 4 stun. He's doing a lot of damage. The Sixth Sense. Minotaur plays itself without spending time adjacent to the hero, performing the lowest Perlium, then performs the following attack. And so you're only going to spend the 2, right? So it's only going to do, like, it's going to move, do the 2, and then it's just going to activate quicker because it has low costs. Healing Fury plays itself without spending time next to the nearest tree and discards 3. Take This. He's going to rip up the tree and hit you with it again. Furious Roar. Gain disadvantage tokens. Horn Attack. Also adds Bleed on there. Vortex of Blow attacks all adjacent heroes. Sadism. The Sixth Sense, and finally his last one is Trail Blood. Places itself next to a hero who has the most damage, performs a falling attack. If the hero is repeated, tail this effect. So it's usually their last one's a good final. They're like, I'm about to lose or I'm about to win. So they're trying to like just negate the game. And then to shuffle these all up and they come in different orders. That could be very interesting as well. Yeah, so this is kind of like, I like how each hunt mission is going to have a little bit different effects in what they do. This one's going to be all about trying to just run up and just smack you. Just a giant beat stick. There's no big strategy you have to try and revolve around or do stuff. Just hopefully you can survive the damage. Alright, then let's look at his rewards. So we're going to get Gaia's Mallet, which is a 2-handed weapon. Enemy target best attack gains +1 in defense, because it's slow. It says crit does devastating, and if you get a moon, it gets sun. What does Devastating do again? Off the top of my head, I don't remember. Oh, target gains a disadvantage token. Okay, that's nice. So it weakens them. We can get some Bull Spalders, some armor, resistance 1, and immunity to being stunned. We can get the Hero's Tape, which is an armor. Pay 4 to immediately gain 2 of your power points, 1 per mission. That's actually not terrible, right? For some guys, they activate it 2 turns earlier, or have 2 extra earlier. And then Bull's Blood. Pay 3, gain the following tokens: Lucky, Advantage, and Bless. Discard this item and put it back in the Minotaur's available reward. There's also a neat thing they've done in a few of the hunts so far. They give you a special potion. It's something like from the creature, and then if you want more, you have to go back and fight them. So it could potentially give you a reason of like, hey, the first time I beat them, I got 2 treasures, right? And this is one of them. Use it at some point, and then you can go back and fight them. Then at least if you're going back, you have a chance of getting another item from them. So that's pretty fun. Alright, that is the Minotaur. So we kind of know what's all in his deck now. Now let's take a look at Draco, the big giant dragon. Move this. So we have his event card here. And then we'll have the 3 missions. So we're going to set these all off to the side and look at each mission as they come. Alright, so he has I Saw a Devil. An enraged merchant walks into the opposite direction of you, cursing and kicking stones. Beware, brigands, hidden in the mist of Scythia, the Bagany girl warns you as he approaches. They rob the clueless who come within their range. I know something about that. His gaze darkens, you drop your shoulder. They're dressed bizarrely, you recognize them right away. That said, you notice the stone still in place and lunges at, sending away with a kick. Interesting. So it's kind of neat to see what we get there. So, alright, we're going to look at our first card here. Just going to mention that we are in the forest. So that's nice that it at least tells us, gives us an idea of that's what we're going against. Because it's a campaign mission, so they want to kind of give you the idea. So we're going to use the Moldolian guards as Ippolito, 3 gunslingers who are bandits, 3 Stragots who are felons, 4 trees, 4 bushes, 2 carts, tiles, 1, 2, and 5A, and then 3 crate tokens. That's going to show where they go. So we will have our 3 crate tokens here, a yellow, a green, and a blue one. This is kind of cool because what this is doing is taking the Roman and the Aetas character models and letting you use them as additional characters from like kind of alternate factions, which is a neat idea. They become mercenaries, but yeah, it's a neat way to be able to use these guys in different ways. So it says now reveal card, or it says read D11, which is in the plot book. So I'm not going to go through and read all the plot book, but we're then going to eventually assume it's going to tell us to reveal our second map. So here we go, hologram heroes. We're Leo, Virgo, Libra. They're going to start. So our heroes start up top. We have a couple of guys hidden behind trees there. Some carts, some treasure chests. Where everyone's just kind of standing. And then if we go to our first one, we're going to go look at our different guys. So our felons, who are our Stragots, here have 7 defense, 5 mental, and 7 health. They have bleed and poison for a physical attack. Aha, boss, look, we don't even have to look for chickens to pluck anymore. They come directly to us. So that's kind of neat. So he just acts as a merchant. We have the bandit. So he's going to be the gunslinger. He has shooter and is 1 to 5 with real of 6, 6, and 7 there for some stats. Guarding the loot. This model only performs wait action until one of these events occurs. A hero enters tile A1. All the felons are defeated, or Ippo or any bandit suffers an attack. Interesting. So he's going to kind of just sit there and wait around. Neat. And then we have Ippolito. He's going to be one of our soldiers. 7, 7, 6, and 8. So he has electric, so he's going to try and do his ranged attack of 1 to 5 with pierce and bleed. Otherwise, he's going to stab you with devastating and stun. Guarding the loot only performs a wait action until Enter style 1A, all the felons are defeated, or Ippold or any of the bandits suffers an attack. When Ippold is defeated, the hero inflicted the last damage gains the trophy. He's going to target the hero closest to the treasure or standard. So let's look at the map again. So, the bandits, who are the gunslingers, who are probably the yellow ones, I believe. Yeah. So, these guys, basically, if the first 3 guys, as long as they're getting attacked, fine, whatever. These guys back here, these 4 back here, won't attack until either all of these 3 are defeated or guys enter this tile. So you can take your time, kind of, a little bit to defeat each of those guys, then come back down and start taking out these guys. And as soon as any of them take damage, any of the 4 take damage, then they start attacking. Just kind of interesting. They don't really care if the bandit and Ippold don't care if the felons get hurt. Alright, so then we have our last 2 mission cards. They're not expensive. Our goals. The Horde starts at strikes 930. The heroes have opened at least 1 crate. Read plot D110. Enemies' goals are attack the hero in defeat condition. 3 heroes are defeated. Read D13. If the Horde strikes 930, read D13 again. Otherwise, read 4 to start the mission. Read that, and then we have mission 2. Mission attempts. Pay 2 to open the yellow crate. Only if you're adjacent to it. Read D15. Pay 2 to try the green one. You read 6, and if you do the blue one, read 7. Or pay 2 to try the crate. If you're adjacent to a crate token, draw 1 loot. And add it to it. So kind of, if you know what you need to get out of them, per the story-wise, you could just destroy the other ones. 1 crate too many. Crates are considered an obstacle, therefore the squares containing them are not considered available and cannot be removed by the battlefield by any way except using the destroy the crate action. Interesting. So they'll take up physical space on the board. That's neat. Alright, then if we finish off that, we'll jump into D2, which is the unexpected encounter. So now we're going into the town and we'll have buildings. Alright, so we have 2 ladders, 2 houses of 4x2, 2 of the 3x3s, 8 Shadow in the Mist tokens, 1 Draco action deck. Do not shuffle this deck. Tiles 1, 2, 3, and 4B, and a focus point. Our heroes. Draco deck setup. Include only the cards that have number yellow in them. Exclude the 6 that have green or have the red in there. So if we look at his deck right now, it has all the yellow together and it has the green or red. I don't know why I can't tell colors today. The red ones in the back. So you're getting some extra different ones in there. Then read D number 2-1, which again will explain some other stuff. Then actually we'll flip over our card and we'll see what we're going to do. So this is our hologram. Heroes start there. Nothing else is on the map yet. Interesting. But we do have a little counter down here. It says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8. So it probably depends on what die roll. Depends on where things move. Our actual mission. Old Nangle reaches his house. Green square, read D2-4. Draco is defeated. Read D2-5. Hero's condition. The card to be drawn in the Draco deck, but it is missing, so read 3. If at least 3 heroes are KO'd, also read 3. Mission actions. Spend 3 time I found you. Only if adjacent to a Shadow in the Mist token. Reveal the token. If it shows Old Nangle, read D27, otherwise discard it. Special hunt. Draco follows Rose's guide under the hunt mission. Shadows. When the Shadows in the Mist token activates, they perform patrol. After moving the Shadow of the Mist activation token by 4 sectors, on the hologram move all Shadow Mist tokens on the battlefield by 4 squares. Shadow of the Mist tokens are always activated for any other model. Alright, so we're going to check a look in the book here for a second, see how these Shadows of the Mist tokens activate. I was kind of hoping not to look into this stuff too much, but so here it's going to reveal where everything goes on the map. Draco is placed in the indicated squares on the map. Shuffle the Shadow of the Mist tokens placed on the blue squares. Shadows in the Mist tokens are considered to be models. Place on area sector, place a Shadow of the Mist activation token on the hologram. Shadow of the Mist tokens are not considered enemy activation tokens. It is not considered for the purpose of determining a minimum heroes must spend. Then reveal. Okay, so then we're going to try and find them. Trying to see where it mentions about actually revealing these tokens, right? Only if engaging on this will reveal that token. Okay, so you're gonna see all these tokens you're going to reveal. When the mist tokens activate, they perform patrol after moving. Okay, interesting. So we are going to have the Nango token, and that if I flip to the then we're gonna have our mist tokens, which will have his image on one side. Other side they'll be all very misty, a little like, kind of like a person in there. But they will have the patrol mechanic, which I'm gonna grab the book and we're gonna see what that does, because I haven't had that come up. I haven't looked through the I haven't went through the other things too often to see what all those mean, but this is gonna make a difference for how this works. So that's what the little compass stands for. A model activates does not perform its actions normally. Instead, roll a die, compare the results on the map in this section. The model moves the number of squares equal to the speed indicated direction. If it does the speed indicated, if it encounters an obstacle or blocks movement, it retraces step until it exhausts its time. If a movement would lead it to enter a square occupied by a hero, it ends its activation on a square adjacent to that hero. So they usually walk within the like a little blue area of the map. So say they're going to perform a patrol, moving in the shadows missed by 4 sections on the hull to move all shadow making on the bell by 4 squares. But I don't think it showed what their actual patrol space was. So that's interesting. It might be something that had to get corrected somewhere. We didn't actually show what their patrol is. I imagine they just go back and forth a number of spaces left and right. Interesting. Alright, so then we have some cards for the characters. So for Old Nango, he has, he's an ally. It says, pay 3, guide Old Nango. If you're in 2 spaces of Old Nango, you can use this action to make his model perform up to 2 dashes in any direction of your choice. And he says, where did I live? At the beginning of his activation, Old Nango is adjacent to a hero. He spends all his time performing the wait. Otherwise, he performs patrol. Misfortune if Old Nango is KO'd, read duty 6. So, yeah, he's just going to kind of wander around the list. He's near a guy, then he'll kind of hang out with you. And then we have Draco, who has 30 health, 6, 6, and 8. So, yeah, trying to get him across the map while fighting Draco is going to be kind of interesting. Immunity status and effect. Swiftness, he has a timer of 8. Poisonous Blood. If Draco suffers 3 or more damage from a single attack, all heroes adjacent must perform a test of activation. Check for 3 or gain a poison token. Interesting. So yeah, that's kind of neat. We have to fight him while trying to find a specific guy on the map. Which we don't get to see on there. So we have to get up to there. While finding him, but then they're going to kind of all be wandering around on the board. Yeah, so that's going to be very interesting. They'll be kind of moving back and forth, and we have to try and get around them, and Draco's going to be moving. Fortunately, it means he can't attack them. And then eventually, if we do find Nango, it just says, reveal him from now on, he represents his model, remove all the Shadow Mist tokens from the battlefield. And then we have some other stuff that might happen as well. Cool, so that is that one. And then for the third one, we have the actual hunt. I can't figure out where I put that back. There it is. So then if we beat that, finish that up, and now we can actually do the Draco hunt itself. So if we flip that one over, Draco action deck, 4 trees, 4 bush tokens, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 remain tokens. We're going to use those. Draco setup. Now, this time it says, take those red ones and place them after. So you'll have a yellow, red, or yellow 3 and then a red 3. Map set. Shuffle the remain tokens face down to shuffle them around without reveal them on the squares marked with A on the battlefield. Read card 1. Give us some more information, and then we're going to have those. We're going to have these remains tokens. So there are the 4 remains tokens. And then if we flip them over, We're going to have some other different symbols on there. Star, moon, sun, and lightning bolt. And then the treasure chest had an open chest, a closed chest, and a book, which probably instigate different things depending on which one you found. Yeah, so he starts in the middle, and then we have the remains tokens kind of all around. So I'm guessing we're going to have to try and go dig through some remains. Be interesting. Reveal 3, good, fight Draco. So for reveal 3, it's going to be his card. So now he's up to 45 with 6 and 5, so he actually becomes a little bit more stronger. So as we kind of compare those cards, right? He has a little bit better physical defense, but a lot more health. But different damage attacks and stuff like that, which are still cool. Fly, tall, sniper, immunity, negative status effects. Swiftness is 8, poisonous, blood. Suffer 3 or more, each hero gets engaged a poison tokens. Now they're going to get to defend against it, so it makes it a little bit harder. Which is always fun. Flip that over, we have what we have to do. Defeat Draco, reveal card number 6, which is our victory. If you lose, reveal card number 5. Special mission hunt. And then we have card number 4. Someone buried half remains among the mud and grass. Sportsman where you have attempted killing the devil, with no avail. Perhaps among the remains might find something useful. So then we get to reveal this. So we have mission actions. Pay 2 to rummage. Only if you're adjacent to or on the square containing a remains token. Reveal it and roll a die. Compare the results to the chart corresponding to the revealed symbol. Discard the remains token. You may spend +2 time to roll an additional time before the rummage action. Choose only one of the 2 results that apply. Okay, so you can roll up to 2 dice. So if we get the sun and we get a 7 to 8, you gain a healing potion. 5 to 6 gain a pienza to the treasury. 3 to 4 gain 3 agents randomly drawn from their deck of your choice, or 1 to 2 suffer a damage. If we get the moon, 7 to 8 discard all negative stat spectre tokens. 5 to 6 gain a panacea. 3 to 4 gain 7 florins, and 1 to 2 you find nothing. On the star, 7 to 8 discard half rounded up of your damage tokens. 5 to 6 gain a healing potion. 3 to 4 gain nothing, and 1 to 2 suffer damage. And the lightning bolt, 7 to 8 gain 1 equipment randomly drawn from those available. 5 to 6 gain a healing potion if available. 3 to 4 gain a panacea or suffer an injury. So yeah, all of them have the risk of taking damage. Well, except for the moon doesn't. The moon's probably the only one that's pretty much beneficial. But yeah, negative stats tokens can be hit or miss. If you have any or not. But yeah, gaining extra healing potions or potentially extra random equipment would be really good. 7 florins would be really good. Yes, that's pretty cool. And again, it's an optional thing you can do. So cool. Alright, then we have the final 2 cards. Are basically, if you lose, gain an injury, do all the bad stuff. If you win, draw your treasure cards. Alright, so then the last 4 things we have to look at are, 1 are the achievement card. So we had this, if we found this earlier on. Oops, go up a little bit farther. And this will be a key. You know, I'm in Forge a Lock without a key. This probably helps you in step 1 if you defeat, or helps you get like certain treasure chests or whatever. We have our reward cards. We have Draconic Armor, Resistance 2, and Immunity to Burn. That's definitely nice. Breath. Oh, it's a flamethrower pistol. 3 dice, or 3 time, but 1 range. Breath area, critical 2, and burn. Not bad at all. The Exterminator does 1 damage, has crit 2 and tackle, or a 2-handed weapon. And then finally, we have the Cloak of Scales. Your psychic attacks gain extra damage. So that's really cool. I like the little mission cards for all the different stuff because it gives you, or the reward cards, because it gives you extra reasons to like try and fight these things. But yeah, so those are 2 side decks, or side hunt missions and campaign missions for Nova Aetas. So the Minotaur and the Draco. So yeah, if you're looking for some fun new hunts, definitely good to get. If you're looking for the Black Rose War side of it and you just want to pick up some new evocations, I think the Nova Aetas offers more content than the Black Rose Wars, but in terms of like what you're trying to get one way or the other, it's a one-off thing. Like you're playing like one, maybe twice against these guys, maybe 3 times really bad to try and get the treasures. Then you're really not dealing with them anymore. And you might not even always use all the treasure cards, every reward cards with all your team. You might get one like, okay, I have a better thing I've gotten somewhere else. And then with like Black Rose Wars, they're forgotten spells, so they get shuffled in. So how often you draw them really depends on how many forgotten spells you include into your deck. If you start with the initial like 5 or 6 or whatever the game starts with, and you just take out 2 Aggies, you might get them quick. But if you start buying all the expansions and everything else and adding them, and you have like 30 cards, having 1 or 2 out of 30, you're probably not going to draw them that often. So cool, that's what we have for this. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Check out the rest of the Nova, Aetas Renaissance, and Black Rose Wars stuff. See you guys later. Bye.